Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel for another college basketball video. Today's Friday, November 26th. I apologize I missed last week's Bracketology update. I didn't even see it until like this past Tuesday, and I thought, well, kind of too late for that a little bit, but I'm kind of rebounding here this week with this video. Sorry, you're not going to see me on camera this time. I'm kind of trying to set something up and it failed, so I'm just trying to hurry up and go with this. Don't forget about this video, but let's get to the bracketology. I use ESPN.com's mainly, Joe Lunardi's. I usually use this one, but I have a couple criticisms about this one. I'm usually more fair to this one. I like this one more generally than Jerry Palm's CBS's, or Jerry Palm's with CBS. Jerry Palm kind of does his own, like, the way he does is different with Joe Lunardi's. It's more of like he does a simulation already of the season. And he's like, all right, this is what it's going to look like after you simulate this or whatever, it looks like that. But yeah, I got a couple questions for this bracketology. I'm not so sure what in the world Joe Lunardi was thinking with this one, but let's get to it. Bracket watch, if your Gonzaga is your top overall seed, they just beat up UCLA. The size of Gonzaga and the way they play defense is really impressing me. That's one thing. Two things I'm really noticing. Louisville is first team out. They actually beat up Mississippi State. And then last team in is Washington State. Washington State's going to be possibly one of the trickier teams to play against. They have some really good defensive guys they can use. On the bubble teams, last four byes, you have Wisconsin, Utah State, San Diego State, and Mississippi State. Wisconsin ran through Houston. Houston almost came back, and then Wisconsin wins the Maui. I don't know where the hell that came from. But it shows Wisconsin's got some guys in their team, some depth, it looks like. I don't know much about Utah State. San Diego State came and scored, and I don't know what in the hell happened in Mississippi State against Louisville. That was disappointing after Louisville's been playing kind of like garbage to start the season. Last four in, St. Mary's, Oregon, Oklahoma, Washington State. St. Mary's almost beat Wisconsin in the Maui Invitational. Gotta like St. Mary's. They have a decent defense. Oregon is a flat-out disaster. They're so disappointing. They are getting trashed left and right. Oklahoma, not sure what to think of them. Of course, as I talked about Washington State, I like their defense. First four out, Louisville, UCF, Virginia, St. John's. Virginia won the, I think it was, God, there's so much that's happened this week. I apologize, I'm forgetting a couple of things, but Virginia won a early season tournament this week. They kind of got back on the right track. They're not scoring a bunch, but they're playing good defense. St. John's is playing pretty good. They only lost to IU, but they're still a tough team. Next four out, San Francisco, Providence, Cincinnati, Wichita State. San Francisco needs to be watched in the WCC. They're playing decent. Providence, not too impressive in the, I guess, Virginia. They only scored 40 points. That was a bad game for them. Cincinnati, I have a little bit of a problem with this. Cincinnati beat freaking Illinois by 20. They almost beat Arkansas, but they're not in the bracket? I don't understand. But Seton Hall beats Michigan, but they lose to Ohio State and almost lost to Cal. Yet they're in the bracket, the main 64. I don't know what the hell Lunardi's thinking there. Then Wichita State. Here's your one seeds: Gonzaga, Kansas, Purdue, and Duke. Purdue's now a 1 seed. Duke's now a 1 seed. Memphis up to a 2. Villanova, Baylor. Now Baylor's up to a 2. A lot of shifting around this bracket. We're gonna get right to it. Let's not waste any more time. By the way, for upcoming bracket videos, I'm going to do a different layout of this. I'm going to make a new Excel sheet for you guys. So I will make sure that I'll have something like with a unique presentation to it, make it look cool, more crisp. I want to make it nice, so it might take a minute for it to make its debut, but you guys will like it. Hopefully, I hope you guys like it once I finish it. I haven't even started on it. This is a recent idea I just thought of, but all right, I'm going to shut up now and make the pick. Sorry, Gonzaga's going to beat Wagner. Texas Tech, North Carolina, 8-9. I'm going to go North Carolina. I am not really too high up on Texas Tech. They don't have much for me right now. Florida, Belmont. Belmont not playing great. I'm a little worried about them, actually. I don't know what's going on. They're like, I thought they were going to be a little better, but they're struggling a little bit this year. They could not do anything against LSU. Florida wins the 4 Miles tip-off tournament. They look really good. I like Florida right now. Castleton's just an incredible big guy. You got Appleby playing well, too. The whole team's playing well. You got a lot of depth. Florida's got some depth in their team, especially. Oh, by the way, why is Arizona a 4 seed? I know they beat Michigan by 18, but that doesn't automatically constitute a much higher seeding. No disrespect to Arizona. They deserve to be in the 64. But what in the world? I don't know why Arizona's a 4. At the highest, I would put them at 7 or 8. Let's not get too ahead of ourselves. We still don't know exactly what Arizona's all about. I like to see them, especially in some of the pack. They have to. They face, pardon me, they face a couple of good teams in December, Illinois and Tennessee. But again, let's not get too ahead of ourselves. And they got to face Buffalo now. In this same region in 2018, Buffalo upset Arizona, and a lot of people are taking Arizona at least to the Elite Eight. I will take Arizona here. But again, I don't why are they a 4 seed? I don't understand. Again, nothing against Arizona. I do respect what they've been able to do this season, and they should be again in the 64. But a 4 seed? Come on, let's get real here. Still got a lot to go this season. We don't know what they're about still, mate. I mean, yeah, we're finding out about them, but again, a lot of season left to be played. Ohio State, same area as Washington State. I don't care who wins this game. They're going to be Ohio State. Defense is going to be the name of the game, and Ohio State, I'm not liking their vibe right now. EJ Liddell's doing some good things, but other than that, I mean, the rest of the team's average at best, or even less than that. I don't know. It's hard to even gauge the Buckeyes. I don't know who's going to win again the playing game, but I think they're going to be Ohio State. Those are two defensive teams right there, especially Arkansas, Weber State. Arkansas has not played up to their potential, but I do like them still. In this game. BYU, West Virginia. I'll tell you what, BYU's smoking teams right now. They throttled Oregon earlier this past week. West Virginia, showing some life. They played some decent offense, got Taz Sherman, but I'm going to go BYU, man. I've liked what BYU's shown me. Alex Marcel playing out of his mind already. BYU could be tough. I don't know. I was expecting BYU not be good, because they lost a couple of good guys, but I'll tell you what, man, they shut me up for now. Memphis over Colgate. Memphis almost lost to Virginia Tech. You're going to have to watch Memphis this year especially. They're being projected as one of the top teams. Let's settle down a little bit about that. I don't want to take in Memphis too much. I'm weary of them right now. They got to face some good teams later down the road anyway. Gonzaga, North Carolina. This will be a rematch of the 2017 National Championship, and I'm going to go take Gonzaga to win that game. Florida and Arizona. I don't know much about Arizona right now, so, well, they could be Florida, but, Florida's playing really good. I have to take Florida. Arizona could win that game. I'm still not 100% on Arizona. They need to show even. I'm not trying to say again, for those who keep thinking I'm basically not trusting Arizona. Well, you got to think about it again. That was their 5th game of the season against Michigan or whatever, and yeah, again, they beat Michigan, but Michigan's been struggling a little bit too. They lost to freaking Seton Hall. Yeah, not a good mix. Same areas of Washington State versus Arkansas. I can see Arkansas losing. This would be a very gritty game. Oh gosh, who do I trust here in this region? I will say a 3 seed does go out almost every tournament. It seems like at least one 3 seed does not make it to the Sweet 16. I'm still going to take Arkansas. I think when they play their best game, they're better than both these teams. But BYU, Memphis, ooh, boy, I'll tell you what, Memphis could lose. I know Memphis is a high power style of offense. They could play really fast, but BYU, they really intrigue me. I'm going to take Memphis right now, but that's almost a 50-50 game. Gonzaga, Florida, I could see Florida beating Gonzaga. Gonzaga's going to have a fight against Florida. They're going to try and throw the size they can at Holmgren and Timmy, who are two of the best players in the country right now. Holmgren's averaging 4 blocks a game. That's absolutely unheard of. That's unprecedented. But I'm taking Gonzaga in a close one. That's dangerous for Gonzaga. They don't want to face Florida, in my opinion. Memphis and Arkansas. I'm going to take Arkansas. Again, I am not fully 100% on Memphis right now. I want to see more from this team. They almost lost to Virginia Tech. It is early in the season. We've had quite a few upsets happen anyway this past week, so I'll kind of touch more on those later in the video. Gonzaga, Arkansas. I got to take Gonzaga. I know I talked about in the last bracketology video I did about Gonzaga and how I think they might, they could end up choking early, like laying an egg early because they've had so many years of success. Well, here's the thing, though. Right now, Gonzaga just looks like, seriously, the best team in the country. They're playing like the best team in the country, by far. The defense is just the name of the game with this team especially. They can make their shots. Every single player on Gonzaga is hitting shots like no tomorrow. I don't know where they're getting this from, but it's called great teamwork, great coaching, all the above. All right, let's go down to the lower left. Duke is going to beat the playing game. Duke and Gonzaga play tonight. I am going to be watching that game. That is going to be a physical fight. I did take Gonzaga to win. Seton Hall, Maryland. I am not liking Maryland's vibe right now. I'm not a fan of it. I'm taking Seton Hall. They've played better. Maryland freaking lost to George Mason. They almost lost to Hofstra. They almost lost to Richmond. What is going on with this team? I thought they were better. So, excuse me, sorry about that. Seton Hall's been playing good. Alabama, UAB. Alabama lost to Iona. We'll get to them in a minute. But Alabama, they haven't looked as good as I thought. They're playing good, but they're not playing that good. But I don't know. I almost want to take UAB in the upset. It's a bracketology. We'll do it. I don't care. We're going to do it. Michigan, Iona. I'm taking Iona in the upset. I have not liked Michigan. Michigan should be lower than a 4 seed. Lunardi. That's another problem. Michigan's skewed too high in this bracket. After the back-to-back losses they've had, they only beat Tarleton by 11. I mean, my goodness, people. Iona beat Alabama just recently. It's like, geez, what is going on? Well, we got another upset here in a little bit that I was shocked at. Illinois, San Diego State. Despite my frustration with Illinois, I trust them better than San Diego State. I'll tell you, both teams have struggled to score. Illinois in the turnover department is just absolutely annoying as hell. Texas and Oakland. Texas, of course. I think Texas is. I don't know. It's like, do you trust Texas anymore? They have the pieces to be one of the best teams in the country. Let's see how the season rolls out for them. Auburn, Wisconsin would be a heck of a tournament game. Wisconsin just coming out of nowhere winning the Maui. Auburn, I really like Auburn's team. Katie Johnson, one of the best guards. This dude is aware all the time, no matter what you think or if you think he's not aware. Trust me, he is. Jabari Smith, they utilize all their players so well. Auburn can just do it all, it seems like, almost. They defend well. They shoot well. Walker Kessler as well. I'm going to take Auburn. I don't know. That's a toss-up there. Villanova's going to be Vermont. Villanova has blown leads, though. Why in the world is Villanova showing up as A? Oh, gosh. I am sorry. I don't know what Excel's doing there. I do apologize about that. That is pretty atrocious. Oh, gosh. That's a first. Duke and Seton Hall, I like Duke. The strength of Duke is just going to be too much for Seton Hall. They're strong. They're a very strong team. They play physical in the paint. Oh, there you go. You had a 12-13 UAB Iona. Forget about it. Let's go Iona. Let's do it. It's early this season. Who cares? Who really cares? I'm taking Texas over Illinois. Again, I'm pretty disappointed in Illinois. I mean, come on, guys. Really, we're gonna lose to Cincinnati by 20. And then barely managed to beat Kansas State. Oh, my gosh. Don't get me started with you guys. Then I'm going to take Villanova over Auburn. I almost think Auburn could beat Villanova. Auburn's going to give Villanova a bunch of problems, but Villanova's defense has proven itself at times, like against Tennessee. They shut Tennessee down. So I can't base everything off one performance. Duke win, Iona's run, and then Texas, Villanova. I can't trust Texas right now, so we got to go Villanova. And then Duke versus Villanova to the Final Four. Wow. If this game happens in the tournament, this would be a very, very, very good game. Who do I trust more? I guess I'll take Villanova. The experience is there with the players. If you're talking team experience in terms of players, matchups is Villanova. But if you're talking about the strength and size and the inside, especially, you're going to be leaning towards Duke in that department. So that's a very close game. That would be an amazing game overall. Not trying to take a bunch of 1s and 2s as a Final Four, so let's not do that. Hopefully in this bracket, I did that the last time. Kansas over Northeastern. Kansas lost to frickin' Dayton today. Can you believe that? Oh my gosh. At this point, it's getting to be like the NFL. It's a week-to-week basis at this point. It's like everybody doesn't want to win that you pick, but it is early in the college basketball season, but oh my goodness. It's crazy. That's why we love the sport, right? LSU Xavier. Xavier lost to Iowa State. I don't know where that came from. I mean, come on. But I'm still taking Xavier over LSU. I don't know much about LSU is kind of there for me. Michigan State and South Dakota State. Michigan State, I'll tell you this, Michigan State really started to build character, to start to build that confidence, in my opinion, with their team. In the battle for Atlantis tournament, they barely beat Loyola. Then they toughed it out against them. They toughed it out against UConn, and then they hung in there in the first half against Baylor. And then Baylor kind of ran away in the second half. Pardon me on that, but I do like what I'm seeing from Michigan State. They got depth. They got some tough players on their team. They can get physical. Watch out for Michigan State this year. They're going to possibly pull some strings. St. Bonaventure, they won the Charleston Classic. I do like their team, although they cannot get off to a slow start like they did against frickin' Clemson. In that kind of case, they got to shoot a little better at times. But St. Bonaventure can definitely shoot the ball well. And I'm taking Loyola Chicago over Florida State. I have not liked Florida State. What in the world is happening to the Seminoles? I mean, you barely beat Boston University? What? Are you joking? Are you trying to make me have a stroke? Florida State is one of my favorite teams. But come on now. Are we trying to blow a gasket? Are we trying to make Leonard Hamilton blow a gasket here? Oh my goodness. Loyola is playing teams tough. I know they didn't beat Michigan State. They didn't quite beat Auburn. But hey, you got to give credit to what Loyola's done. They have a great defense. Kentucky, Georgia State. Kentucky, of course, we found out what they were about. Kentucky plays really good. They play tough. They don't quit. That's what I like about Kentucky. They don't quit. They're always in it. IU versus Utah State. We're going to take Indiana. I think we've taken all 7 seats, haven't we? Yeah, goodness. Not what I want either. It's really rare for all 7 seeds to win. We can't go back and change it now. I was thinking about taking Wisconsin over Auburn. I was about to do it, but I was like, I don't know. UCLA Liberty. UCLA, of course, did not come close to being Gonzaga. That win was not even close at all. A little concerning for UCLA. Them getting gained up on the size in the size department didn't help too much. I mean, UCLA is a small team, but it's like UCLA just couldn't find their groove in that game at all. They got thrown off. They just were kind of like they lost their game plan before it even went in. I don't know what happened. Kansas and Xavier. Xavier is one of those teams where they could get sneaky. I do like the way they play defense, but I have to take Kansas. Now, yeah, Kansas, I know they could be a funny team, but I do see Kansas doing better this year in the tournament. I'm going to take Michigan State over St. Bonaventure. I just like Michigan State more right now. St. Bonaventure scared me a little bit at times early on so far. We'll go for it. And I'm going to take Kentucky over Loyola. As much as I want to take Loyola, I'm not the biggest fan of their offense. Indiana, UCLA. I can see UCLA losing this game. Indiana plays with urgency. They're tough out of the gate, but I got to take UCLA. They play really good. Kansas and Michigan State. This is a rematch from the first game of the season. If Michigan State plays Kansas State again, I have a funny feeling Michigan State might make the upset here. I am tempted to do it. I really am freaking tempted to make the upset because Kansas gets funny in the tournament. You know what? Let's do it. I'll take it. I know it's a risky pick. A lot of you are going to be like, well, you just took Kansas to the Final Four in the last few. Okay, well, things change, so go figure. I can also see Kentucky beat. Okay, listen here. UCLA does not. I feel like, especially if you're a team that cannot rebound well, I would hate for you to go up against Kentucky because Oscar Tshiebwe absolutely annihilates the glass. This dude is literally. The glass might as well be magnetic, and Oscar Tshiebwe might as well be the magnet. Because literally this dude, I think, sleeps on glass doors. Okay, where are we going with this? Anyway, besides the point, Kentucky could beat UCLA. The experience tells me to pick UCLA. I'm going to still stick with UCLA. I think they'll figure it out. They are a very good team for a reason. They're one of the best teams for a reason, I should say. So... they got great playmakers that can make those key plays down the line. Kentucky, I think, will fall short, of course, with the inexperience some of the players have, especially in big games like that. UCLA, Michigan State. Oh, my gosh. If this matchup happens in this upcoming tournament, I think everyone's going to explode This will be a rematch. Excuse me, pardon me. I had dinner not so long ago. If Michigan State and UCLA play in the tournament, I think everyone's going to blow a gasket because these two teams played in the first four, and it was a great first four game. UCLA barely hung on the one in overtime. I do think UCLA could beat Michigan State again. Now, I'm not too really. I'm a little less confident taking UCLA to the Final Four. The way after I watched them play against Gonzaga, like it seems like UCLA can't. I feel like they never adjusted. They never did. That is actually pretty concerning to me, believe it or not. All right, let's go to Purdue versus the playing game. I'll tell you what, Purdue. Early on, to me, they look like a Final Four team potentially. We'll see how that goes. Virginia Tech, Colorado State. That's a coin flip. I will take Colorado State. That's a toss up at this point. I will take UConn over the playing game. Oregon. I don't think really should be in this bracket. They've been awful lately. UConn's got Adamas Sanogo, and he is a very physical player. He's one of the most physical players in the entire country. UConn's team seems like they got better this year. I mean, you got Polly shooting the three well. RJ Cole's freaking he makes the magic happen. Foul trouble's my big concern with UConn. They get into foul trouble pretty easily, so Danny Hurley needs to get his guys in check there with the fouls. Tennessee, Chattanooga. Tennessee's a really weird team already. I'm having a hard time figuring them out. They get bombed by Villanova, and then they bomb North Carolina back. What the hell is happening? I don't understand. Who was it? Gardner in this team? He freaking went so quiet in the game against Villanova, and then they just turned around and just. Or no, and the Santiago Vescovi, he was the only guy who really did anything that game against Villanova. I don't understand. I'm really lost at this team. I'll take USC over Mississippi State. Mississippi State, again, very disappointing against Louisville. They have some talent. They got Mulliner. They got Garrison Brooks. They got Rocket Watts. Well, why in the world do you lose to Louisville, who's struggling? Oh, my goodness. I can't make this stuff up. You can't make this stuff up. Houston what? Yeah, Houston loses to Wisconsin. Again, it's early in the season. Houston did rebound and beat Oregon pretty easily, so yeah, it is what it is. Marquette over Iowa. Marquette's been pulling off some upsets. They beat Illinois. They beat St. They couldn't quite get around St. Bonaventure, but Marquette has to shoot the free throw better at times. They have not done it well. Yeah, Marquette's actually not bad. They're a decent team. Baylor over Campbell. Baylor playing good. They are playing good. Now, the question of them having a championship hangover is, unique in my opinion, but we'll see. Will they have it? Who knows? Purdue over Colorado State. I don't think it's even close. Uconn, Tennessee. I'm going Uconn. I like Uconn more. They could score. They have easily shown me they could score. Did you see the game against Auburn they had? I thought it was going into triple overtime. I mean, UConn, this Auburn game was like, wow, unreal. That felt like a tournament game. USC versus Houston. I almost want to take USC, but Houston, I think I'll take Houston in a close one. That's a tough game. Marquette and Baylor. No. Could Baylor be? Yeah. All right. The hotter hand. That's Marquette. I know that's a really weird pick. Yeah, it is what it is. Purdue and UConn. I almost think UConn could beat Purdue. UConn and Purdue meet in the tournament. I think Purdue could lose that game most likely because UConn has the size to match Purdue's. They will throw Purdue off at their own game, it seems like. But you never know, though. Purdue has that veteran coaching experience. I'll take Purdue in a close one. I like to see Purdue UConn in the tournament. That'd be a really hell of a game. Houston Marquette. I don't know. This region's weird. Lunardi made this region very, very weird. He did. Houston, Baylor, both teams who I think are probably not going to get very far in March, especially the deep runs they made. It's rather rare to see a team make deep runs back-to-back years in a row. It's not very common. I'm talking like Elite 8 and further. Marquette can beat Houston, I think, possibly, but Houston's defense is going to have a say-so in that. So Screw it. We're gonna take Marquette. I didn't like Houston against Wisconsin. I don't know what freaking happened there. That's bothering me actually. It really is. You never know. You never freaking know what's gonna happen in this tournament. That's a toss-up game. Some of you are gonna be like, "Oh, their picks suck." Here's the thing. Again, it's early. It's very early in the bracketology. And I think Purdue is going to go to the Final Four. It don't matter who really faces Purdue. Now, again, UConn is probably, I think, has the best chance to beat Purdue. Baylor could too. Any team that has physical size and they can throw it around without getting in much foul trouble, I think is very capable of beating Purdue. I mean, you can have a small team that runs around a bunch. Who knows? It's going to take some mixing of the floor to beat Purdue for sure. A good mix of the floor. Teams that know how to utilize the court all the way. Gonzaga versus Villanova in the Final Four. I couldn't tell you who's going to win this game. Gonzaga-Villanova would be I think, in my opinion, a dream game of mine in the tournament, in my opinion. Excuse me. With the way Gonzaga's playing, I have to take them. It's a little risky for me personally to do that, but who knows? UCLA versus Purdue. Purdue could beat UCLA, and this is a similar matchup to Gonzaga, where you have some good size. But I feel like UCLA finds a way to win, and Gonzaga-UCLA, a rematch of the national championship, I think UCLA finds a way to win. I don't know. Again, we're just doing this for fun. It's for fun. It's really early. Of course, we're going to fine-tune things down the road. We'll see how it goes. But again, a lot of things change over the coming months. So if you guys were stuck around to the end, thank you guys for watching this. I appreciate it. Like, comment, subscribe if you're new. I'll talk to you guys again in the next one.